Okay, so in section 5.5, we're going to talk about inequalities in a triangle. All right, so we know a triangle has 3 angles and 3 sides. All right, it's something we're going to add to what we know about triangles today is that the largest angle is, quit recording. That blue box goes away at stop. The largest angle is across from the longest side. Okay. I'm frozen. Oh, it is recording. So the longest angle is across from the largest side. Always, always. It does not touch it. All right? Likewise, the smallest angle is across from the smallest side. All right? So the smallest angle is always across from the smallest side. The largest angle is always across from the largest side. And the one in the middle is across from the one that's in the middle for the sides too. All right, here's a theorem. Here's a couple theorems. It's basically what we just said. If one side of a triangle is longer than another side, then the angle opposite the longer side is larger than the angle opposite the shorter side. So you don't have to copy that word for word. You can kind of paraphrase that. The largest angle is across from the longest side, and the shortest angle is across from the shortest side. Same thing in 5.11. If one angle of a triangle is larger than another angle, then the side opposite the larger angle is longer than the side opposite the shorter angle. So they did that in reverse, depending on talking about lines and angles. Okay, so it's basically what I just told you. The longest side is across from the largest angle. The smallest side is across from the smallest angle, and vice versa. And the one in the middle angle is the one in the middle for the sides. So you do not have to copy that word for word. That's just the formal theorem and terminology that is given. I wish I would have had that on a handout for you guys, because y'all copying it will take forever. So just paraphrase it. So if we know which side is the largest side of a triangle, can we pick out the largest angle? We should be able to. Okay? So that's basically what's going to happen is they're going to give us some examples of some triangles, and we're going to pick out the largest side or the largest angle or the smallest side or the smallest angle. Or we might have to put angle measures or side lengths in order from least to greatest or greatest to least, stuff like that. I know that's what your worksheet said asked you to do today. All right, here's your last one for the day, I think. I don't want to lie. Yes, and then we'll do some problems. The triangle sum inequality theorem. What does sum mean? Addition. So what it basically says is if I add 2 side lengths together in a triangle, that sum has to be greater than the third side. So if I pick any 2 sides of a triangle and add those lengths together, that has to be greater than the third side. So if I add segment AB and BC together, that has to be greater than the length of AC. If I add BC and AC together, that has to be greater than the length of AB. And if I add AB and AC together, that has to be greater than the length of BC. If that's not true, then you do not have a triangle. The vertices would not match up. Okay? So if this does not happen, then you do not have a triangle. So take any two sides, it has to be great, and add them together, it has to be greater than the length of the third side. So y'all just tell me when you're ready. Because the rest of it is easy peasy. Y'all like my color coding I did? It's not even correct. Because AB is supposed to be blue. Let's fix that. I'm just going to fix it all. Let's fix that. So AB is blue. So AB plus is supposed to be black. Let me put my plus signs in there. Are those black? Okay, good. AB plus BC is supposed to be greater than AC. Let's do BC plus AB. Nope, I need to say plus AC. My black and my green look so much alike on my screen, it's not even funny. AB plus BC plus AC needs to be greater than AB, which is blue. And then AB plus AC, which is black, needs to be greater than BC. All right, let's see some problems. Here's a triangle. It says to list the sides of triangle RST from the shortest to the longest side. So these are kinds of questions that you will see on your quiz tomorrow and your worksheet set for tonight. List the sides of triangle RST from the shortest to the longest side. Now remember, what did I say about angle measures and the short sides and the long sides and all that stuff? Paraphrase that for me. Somebody. The smallest angle is across from the smallest side, and the largest angle is across from the largest side. So it says shortest to longest. So which angle is the smallest? Angle R is, right? 29 degrees is my smallest angle. What side is across from it? ST. So ST will be my smallest segment. Okay. So what's my next smallest angle? Angle T. What segment is across from my angle T? RS. And my largest side, or my largest angle is what? Angle S is 121 degrees. It's my largest. What side is it across from? RT. Does that make sense, y'all? Does that make sense? Putting those in order from least to greatest like that. Smallest angle across from the smallest, biggest the biggest, middle from the middle. All right. These next two questions all come from the same picture. So I got this triangle. One side length is X. One side length is 12. One side length is 8. So we don't know the length of x, and it's going to ask us a few questions about it. The first one says, can the third side have a length of 21? So that means, is it possible to have a triangle with the side lengths 8, 12, and 21? Well, what did that side inequality problem say? Yes. So if I add 12 and 8, their sum has to be greater than this side, whatever it is. All right? If I add 12 and 8, what do I get? Is 20 greater than 21? No. So is it possible for this to be a triangle if this one's a 21 then? No. Does that make sense? Because 21's too big. I need it to be a number smaller than 20. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? All right. Can the third side have a length of 5.5? If I add 12 and 8, I get 20. Is 20 greater than 5.5? Yes. So that one can be 5.5. It can be any number less than 20. Does that make sense? If I add the two sides, I know it has to be greater than the third side. Okay? Does that make sense? All right. So what you're going to do now is practice. Now, guys, I know we got some book work here. Guess what we're not going to do? Yeah, all I want you to do is finish your worksheet packet. So that means page 3, 4, 5, and 6 on your worksheet packet. And study for your quiz tomorrow.